And I saw some of you have, already signed up in the LMS, but not all of you. So please make sure you do sign up so that, the sharing of the files and everything becomes a little easier for all of us.
Shani, I have just signed in.
Okay, after the
11.
class, I'll give the access. Yes.
Okay, okay.
So I put some old videos of mine. I know they're a little old, but the concepts remain the same in Excel. So some videos are there. I've put the book that you had requested. I've put the cheat sheet of charts over there. I've also put a couple of things. I'll just quickly let you know what all I have put over there. Hold on.
Ishani, I have also signed up there.
Yeah, after the batch, then I can, keep on assigning the classroom. Just to let you know, so inspiring you to basically sign up. What all is there?
Ishani, I'm so sorry for interrupting you, but I just wanted to say that can I get an exception for the day? Because I'm traveling right now and I don't have my laptop.
So you can hear probably, and hands-on
Yes,
is
yes.
fine then. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure,
Shani,
yep.
even I am even traveling today, and even be
All right.
traveling for 1 or 2 days more. So
Okay.
I'll be here. I will be listening and then practice it later on.
Sure. All right. So if you see over here, what I'm doing is I'm putting class exercises one part, whatever class exercises are there. I'm putting the original file with the questions and I'm putting the file with the solution. So I've done that over here. I've put an Excel book, like I think someone had asked for it. So I put the book also. I put some Excel notes over here. So I've put, in this section, you will see there is a small PDF that I had created a long, long time back. But this helps me to remember that if, okay, why will I need sorting versus, pivot tables versus lookups. So the things that I keep talking about. So it's a form of a small PDF that's there. Plus there is one Excel notes over here. So all the topics of Excel, that I typically teach, not specifically, I've not removed anything that I've not taught over here. So all the notes, these are all handwritten, mostly handwritten notes by me, in which you will be able to, a tool is given and things that I talk about, the tool things that you need to take care of, those things are given over here. For example, local function, this kind of thing I do create when I teach. So same thing I've put over here. So these notes are also given to you now. Okay, pivot table, few things that we spoke about, I know referencing, whatever we spoke about. So few notes are over here. So I think that should also help you. Charts, I forgot, I'll put it. Plus, then I've given some learning videos. So how to create powerful reports, sorting technique. I know this is not part of it, but some of you are new to Excel. So I thought it would be not a bad idea to add few more topics. So some sorting is there. Advanced VLOOKUP, something we have not done. And I said we will be doing. In case we are not able to do it, that's over here. Visualization using charts. Dashboard without slices. I have taught you with slices. I don't know how much time I'll get to work without slices. So I thought of adding the video. Validation, it's not a part of the training, but it's interesting thing to know. Some basic charts and the VLOOKUP match and index. So these are the YouTube videos that you can go through. I have only done these videos, so your understanding and the language would be relatively easy to understand. Okay.
Okay, okay, Shani.
Should
So
help.
I have a question that how should I find this? It is after the like I have signed up, then you create my account, then it will be showing me.
So you need to do the sign up. Once you've done the sign up, then it comes in my admin panel over here
Yeah, I have
as a
signed up.
user.
I have signed up.
When did you sign up?
Today, right now, like 34 minutes before
34
30 or
minutes. So
30
I did
seconds.
not give you any access.
Yeah,
34
Shubham
minutes
Sangeet.
back. Yeah. So
Shubham
I will,
Sangeet.
right now, you're not enrolled in any courses. Once I get done with the training, then I'll start assigning.
Shani, I have a
Same
question.
with me, Shani.
Yeah.
My name is there, Ashish Jindal. I have seen in the
So should I
information
have to enroll in any cases?
here
Shani?
below.
Yeah. I'm not given to any one of you. Shweta Kumari. I think the last person I gave was Sanjeet. After that, now you guys are making me do this in the class. Hold on. I just give it to you before you. Okay. Huh.
Shani, I
Okay,
have a
that-
question.
Huh, tell me.
When the training is over, like after
Hmm.
March and April, will we still be able to use these?
Yes, you will.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Shani.
That will be great, Ishani.
Yeah, it would be there. And Gunjan, the question that you asked, the video part content is locked. I think it's because of the setting I did. I'll change that setting. I have put I've reinforced that that a person has to go through the series, but it doesn't make sense that videos you can watch at any time. So I'll change that setting. Then it will unlock itself. All right. Okay, guys, let's start now. So I know I told you that we'll do some text functions and some conditional formatting, and then I went back and looked at the topics. And there's one important topic that we need to finish before I can actually do conditional formatting with you guys. So let's say, help me out in this. Do you know what is what are the logical operators in Excel? What are logical operators in Excel?
If, and, or,
If and or are functions.
less than, greater than,
Yes.
less than, equals to,
Correct.
greater than, equals to, equals to.
So logical
not equal.
operators would be greater than, less than,
Equal to.
less than,
Equal
equal to, greater than, equal to,
Not
equal
equal
to.
to.
Not equal to.
Not
How
equal
do you write not equal to?
to greater than and less than signs together.
Yes.
Right. Less than and greater than signs together is not equal to. So these are my logical operators. What is the work of these logical operators? Ankita?
So it basically helps us in writing the conditions. Like for example, if you are using if this is equal to or if this is not equal to. So
So can
these
I
help
say
us
it's a
in writing.
logical test?
Yes.
It helps us to create a simple logical
Function.
test like B1 is greater than 100. Or I can say is A1 equal to C1. Simple logical test in which you have the left hand side, you have the right hand side, and you're comparing the two.
Yep.
Correct?
Yes.
So when you're doing these logical tests, what is a typical output we can expect from these functions?
It's true or false.
It's either true, that's Ashish, it's correct. It's either true or
Or
you will get a
false.
value of false, and that's it. So what is the purpose of learning these logical operators or using these logical operator? It helps us to do a quick check on our data sets. So a simple thing like if I want to check whether the sales is greater than 25,000. Simple check, sales greater than 25,000. So what I can do over here, equal to, without if also I can check, right?
Right.
Right. So I can simply say is D5 greater than 25,000. Simple usage of logical operator of greater than sign. And we press enter. Because the value is 23, it gives me false. And places where it's giving me true is the place where the value is greater than 30,000.
25,000.
Simply, yes, that's 25,000. Same way, if I wanted to check whether the car sold is Honda or not. Same process, equal to, we will go to the first cell of the car type and say, is it equal to Honda? Honda being a text has to be in double quotes. Press enter. I get a value of true because it is. And then I copy paste for the rest of it. So very, very simple usage of logical operator is just to create quickly some logical test and get output as true and false. Now, if I combine the two, like if I want Honda with Honda cars, if the check is Honda cars with sales greater than 25,000, then what should I use?
And operator, and function.
And function. And is not an operator. It's a function.
Right.
Right? Anything that you start with an equal to sign and then you type in, those are functions. So and functions. Okay. So why did and function come to your thoughts, Gunjan? Why and?
Because we are providing two criteria and both need to be true.
Absolutely correct. Right? So when you have a single condition or a single criteria, pretty much my logical operators take care of it. I don't need anything else. But when you have multiple conditions, then you have to think about what? One is and, another one is
Or.
or. You will have to think about and or. So if someone can help me to tell Neil, if you can help me to understand why would I need an and function, in what situation should I use an and function?
Shani, have you taken my name, Naveen, or?
No, Neil.
Okay.
Neil or Mohammed Vikar. I'm trying to give equal opportunity to everyone to talk. Otherwise, few of you dominate the entire training. Girish.
Yeah, that is why I'm silent today.
No.
When all the
Yeah,
condition
Girish.
needs to be fulfilled.
Correct. So and is used, it is used when all the conditions need to be met together, right? All of them to be met together. Then we use a AND function. And gives us true when all conditions are true, right?
Yes.
And it gives us a value of false when
One condition is false.
yeah, either one of the condition is false.
False.
And anytime you have more than one condition, there has to be an AND or related. The relationship, the conditions are related using AND and OR. So it is going to be there. So true when all the conditions are true, false when either one of the condition is false. And OR is used when
Anyone,
yeah,
any
either
of the condition
Multiple
is
needs
true.
to be
any one of the condition.
right, and we get a value of true when any one
One
condition is
condition
true,
is true.
and we get a value of false when
both are
all. Let's write all. If you think about both, you're thinking only two, but I don't want you to think of two. It's multiple conditions, right? If all conditions are false. So over here, how many conditions do I have? Honda with sales greater than 25,000.
True condition.
Two conditions. How are they related, and or?
And
They are related as and. So we start with equal to A and D and. And over here, the syntax is logical 1, comma logical 2, and so on and so forth. So what is this logical 1? The logical 1 is your logical test that we were talking about when we were learning logical operators. So inside your logical test comes in, and then kind of think about it, that AND function does what? It uses an array of true and false, because each logical test returns true and false. And based on the combination of true and false, it will itself return a true or false, right? So AND function also returns us the value of either true or false. In fact, when you talk about logical operators and logical functions, so logical functions would be like your AND is there, OR is there. Anything else in logical functions?
Is not, is number.
Anything to do with this, by the way, is blank, is ERR, is error, is even, is formula, is logical, is NA, is non-text, is number, is all of them are logical functions. So most of the logical functions, barring if and if error, these are the only two functions which do not return true or false, but they do what?
Shani, can you please repeat once again?
Sure. I said all the logical functions and all the logical operators, barring if and if error, returns true and false. Okay?
Okay.
Whether you use and or if you put a is over here, all these is functions, most of them are logical functions. You can see from here also in the formula, if you go to the logical part, all these functions are logical functions, and all of them are going to give you true or false, except if and if error. So these two functions do what? These two functions actually uses that true and false to give you a more readable output.
Right.
Okay, one thing is it raining outside? And you say yes or no. So that's the work of your logical functions and logical operators. But if you want to say to someone, if it's raining outside, carry an umbrella. That's the work of if function.
If and function.
Correct? So
Right.
that is the main difference between other functions and these two. So how do you use an AND over here? Let's use an AND, equal to AND, A and D AND. First logical test, let's put if sales is greater than 25,000, comma. Second logical test, if the car is equal to Honda. and close the bracket. That's it.
It won't
So-
show because of the capital letter.
Which capital letter? Oh, it's not case sensitive. 90% of Excel is not case sensitive.
Oh, okay. But I guess there are few formulas that are case sensitive.
Yeah, that's why I said 90%. Remaining
Okay.
10 is in that list.
Okay, and this one is not. Okay.
This one is not. Typically, most of the functions are not. Like substitute is case sensitive. Search is find is case sensitive. Some of the text functions, then exact function makes it case sensitive. So whenever there is a case sensitivity in the function, will let you know. But most of the functions have been created in a way that there is no case sensitive, which works very well for us, right? Because we don't have to focus too much on capitalizing each and every letter then. Right?
Okay.
Now in our log, we remember what we said, and will only give me true if everything is true. So over here, one is true, one is false. So false. If both are false, then false. And over here, if since both are true, that's why I'm only getting true. How do we use or? Or is going to be exactly the same thing, exactly the same syntax, logic 2. Right? That's how we have written. This is logical 1, this is logical 2. But or will give me true if either one of the condition is also true. So in this case, I'm getting a true. Why true? Because not both, but at least one is true. I'll get false in or if both are false. And if both are true, definitely we'll get a value of true. So this is how you use your and or. Clear?
Yes.
Now let me ask you,
Yes,
the
Ishani.
question was, I want Honda or Toyota cars with sales greater than 25,000. How will we write for this?
Combination of or and and.
Combination of or and and. What about others?
If else.
If else, like what would you put in if else? If else, see, there's nothing called if else in Excel, by the way. It's if function with true and false.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
else is
that's-
basically your false. But there are multiple conditions. If else is a part of it. Let's say first thing is you have to check a condition, right?
Yeah.
Then comes the part, if this is true, then what? And if not true, then what? But first part is how will you check the condition? How will you check this condition? Yes, Shikhar.
Should we have to create the column of Toyota also?
Ideally,
check
no.
that.
No.
Honda and Toyota need to be used with AND operator, while the both Honda and Toyota need to be used with the OR function, and the
Function.
both to be
Yeah,
used
and
with the
sales
AND.
with that. Yeah.
So you're also saying both will be used or an and.
Yeah, the
Yes.
final outcome of Toyota and Honda will be merged with the AND function to
Okay.
get the sales.
All right. All of you agree?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Marin, you agree? Manoj, Marin, Lalit, Sitaram, Yash.
Both are in or case, and sales is as same.
and.
We can't merge both because we have to show the individual thing here. Honda or Toyota is mentioned over there. If it's like any one, if suppose Honda is sales is more than 25K and Toyota is not, so it will show us false if we use and, because one condition is like false.
Yeah, but what they said, use a Honda and Toyota as or and use sales as and.
Mhm.
That works?
Yup, I believe.
Yeah. Okay. Sandeep, what do you think? Govind, all the silent party. Prasad, you were very, very talkative in initial days.
Yeah, I'm
Okay. So Prasad, you agree?
Or
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So tell me, what will come outside? Because obviously I have to start with one particular function. I can't start with both. So what comes outside? And or all?
and
And.
First and then or.
First and then or. But why? Pratibha, can you explain me why should I start with and why can't I start with an or? Pratibha, why and why not or?
We can use either ways.
Either
But
ways.
the formula will be much longer when it comes to using and or.
Both the conditions.
Okay, correct. Good. Yes, Amit, you want to add on?
Because we have to satisfy both the conditions.
Yeah, but we can use either one, and or. See, there will be two ways of writing this thing. I can write it as Honda or Toyota and say, okay, this is my first logic, and sales greater than 25,000. This is my second logic. This is one way of writing it. Second way of writing it, yeah.
We can only add more in same formula.
Yeah, it will be one single formula, but both have to be used simultaneously. Right? And I can write it also like this. Yes or no? Both are correct. Both will give me the same output.
Yeah.
Both are absolutely correct. So which one is more efficient?
The
Because
first
Excel is
one.
all about efficiency.
The first one, since we are evaluating the condition only to
First one.
The first one. And why first one is more efficient? I'll tell you very simple reason. Because over here, we are using only two functions. And over here, we are using three functions. So anytime number of functions is more, it becomes less efficient because it takes more time to process it. And hence, we are going to use this one. So what is Honda and Toyota? This is my logical one. What is this? This is my logical two. So how am I, what is the relationship between logic 1 and logic 2? And hence, the function that comes outside becomes and function.
Okay.
Make sense to everyone? Yes.
Can we get examples?
Yeah, very much clear. Yeah.
So over here, so like an example, like this one we had to do. So first is and. Why and? Because these two logical tests are attached with and. So I have to start with and. Now I'll move to first logical one. What is first logical one? Toyota or Honda. So how do I treat this? I have to use an or.
Or.
Correct. And then I'll have to refer to the car type, saying, okay, car type is equal to Honda. Now you can't do comma Toyota. You will again have to give the cell reference.
Or.
It's a logical test. It needs both left hand side, right hand side, both. Then we are going to put Toyota, close the bracket, comma. Now what?
Sales.
Sales value greater than
25,000.
There you go.
Yes.
Okay. So it's not that if you use an or outside, it's going to be wrong. It's not wrong. It's just long. Okay. And we try to create functions with efficiencies in it. Simple. Let me make you do a quick work. So open these files of finance data. I was actually bored of looking at the other data. 5 days, 6 days is fine. More than that, it was getting boring.
Okay.
So let's say in this data, what I want is, I want you to just create putting the questions over here, operator, and I'll type in, but you won't be able to copy it. Okay, first question is that I want if a person, so create column of true or false. Number 1, true if a person belongs to Texas or New York and have one second, what is the terminology? And have the disbursement gross more than $200,000. Okay. Number 2. Where can I find this data? This data was emailed to you on Friday, last week Friday, as a part of assignment. Okay. Okay, second is true if what is it? Sorry, I'm sorry. Just trying to read the right terminology so I don't make mistakes. Approval date and disbursement date. If approval date is okay, do these quick two quick questions.
Okay.
belongs to immediate और उसका फिर एप्लन के साथ करते हैं वाव कॉल पे
First one is done.
If a person belongs to Texas or New York can have disbursement gross more than $200,000. And if second one, if the disbursement date is more than 9 months of approval date.
Ishani, I have not received this file.
On Friday, you did not?
Vinay has sent this or who has sent
From which email ID you have sent that file?
It should be from Vinay, and check for Eklavya also.
I have checked Vinay emails, but I did not find. Let me check from Eklavya.
We have received from Eklavya.
Shani, I can.
Got it. This
I
is
don't
from
have
Eklavya.
also
Naveen, मैं forward कर रहा हूँ आपको
this.
Naveen Vikar, I forwarded you.
Yeah, I got it. This is from Eklavya.
It's from
Please,
Eklavya. Anyone who
Shani,
else does
please
not have it?
send it to me.
I'm just checking.
Naveen, please send it to me.
Okay, guys, those who are in LMS. See, that's why we need LMS. We don't have to email then. So make sure today you guys all, become a part of the LMS. So who is sending? Vikar is sending to whom?
I have sent it to Imran.
Please send me.
Faisal, Vivek.
Please send me.
Yeah, sure, Vivek. Let me forward you.
Vivek and
Please send me
Faisal.
as well.
Who is when you guys say so say your name. Now when you guys say me, I don't know how many times you're able to see who is asking for it. So Sunil, Vivek, and Faisal. Let's follow the same process. Once you're done with the question, you're going to copy the formula, not the value. You will copy the formula and put it in the chat window for me to look at. Sitaram and Faisal, did you guys give the assessment?
Ishani, first one I said, second one I'm saying.
Sure. Faisal has not given. Sitaram, did you give the assessment?
No, that day I
Yours
was
also
on
not given.
leave.
Okay. What about Mohit?
No, Ishani, yet.
No. And Pradeep, I'm just checking because a message just came to me because we are finishing your assessment checking today. That's why I just want to double check.
Ishani, Pradeep is on a personal leave.
Okay. And Dhirendra? Did you give the test or are we missing the 5? Okay, no answer. And Adil, I don't think so. He attends it only. And Kartike is also not there. All right, thank you. Let me know when you are done. Some of you have started sending me the messages. Haven't received the file. Faisal, which file?
The
From
one
Vikas.
that, yes.
Okay, so do one thing, guys, I'm putting all these questions in chat, and what I want people, whoever are not having the file right now, let's not waste time. I'll show you the data. Look at the data and you can write it. You can easily write the formula only. You just need to know the cell number. So wherever you have, wherever the cell numbers are not mentioned, just let me know. I'll just show it to you. I'll just hide few columns so that the entire column is properly visible to you. Just write on a piece. You have, it might be taking time, but in case, let's not waste our time. Just putting all the information out over here. Okay. Things I'm not using, I'm hiding right now. This should help. Okay, Faisal got it. Arshad, your formula is correct. The only thing is 200,000. In your case, it's written as 20,000. So you just need to change that. Sitaram, correct. And let me check the people who have sent me earlier. So Kshitij, closing of the brackets become very, very critical, not only for Kshitij, but for everyone else. Now that we have started putting a function inside another function, like we did for match and VLOOKUP and index and match and all these things, your closing of the bracket becomes critical. So Kshitij, if you are writing an OR function inside and you don't close it over here, but you close it at the end, how many logical tests are there in this case? Kshitij? For AND, how many logical tests are there?
Sorry, I was on mute.
Okay.
For AND.
For AND, how many logical tests are there?
2.
No, only 1. See, if I click on logical 1, this
because
whole thing
of this
is 1.
bracket. Yeah.
Because of the bracket.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so be a little careful. So OR had 2 things. So we need to close the bracket for OR.
Yeah.
And when I do that, then this becomes logic 1, this becomes logic 2.
Logic 2.
Okay, so when you put a function inside another function, your closing of the brackets are very, very critical. So modify that. And what is
Sure,
this? Data D2, finance data, V2 greater than 20. Pratibha, correct. Saikat, correct. Arshad, I've already told. Sitaram, correct. Ankita, correct. New York. Is it New York or Texas or TX and NY? Kameshwara? So just check that. I think what I read was TX and that's why I put TX and NY.
TX and NY.
Yeah. So if you write New York and all those full forms, then it won't work. And then it is 20,000, which you have written, it should be 200,000. So 10 is also lacking. Imran, correct. How come somebody is in E column, somebody is in W column? E and W, somebody is in C column.
No, I have copied only required fields and pasted in new sheet.
Okay, don't do that next time.
Okay.
Ideally, we will be working on the data set, right? So don't move it around so much. That's why I'm thinking somebody has an A, somebody is in C. How is that possible? A, B, C, D, pretty much you guys have covered everywhere. So be careful. Deepika, I don't know if you're getting an error, but if I look at this, if you've not hand typed it, and if this is an Excel, it will generate some kind of error for you.
I have shared it
Because-
again. I got it. I have shared it again.
Okay, all
There's
right.
an extra
Double
inverted
quotes.
comma.
Yeah, double quotes are not in a proper place. That's
Yeah.
right. Lalit, correct.
Ishani, is the second one right?
Second one also is not correct. Texas is not closed. It is opening quotes are there, closing are not there after TX.
Okay, let me.
Arshad, correct. Neil, correct. Prasad, correct.
Show me a second question, no, please.
Show the second question. I have already put it in chat, but still I show it to you 1 second. Move it up. Logical operator. Where the approval date, disbursement date is more than 9 months of approval date. Got it?
Okay.
So Tarun, correct. Vikar, same problem as Deepika. Your quotes are not closing at the right places. So after D2 equal to Texas, you need to close the quotes. Gunjan, correct. You've done both, correct. So the disbursement is given in terms of days. Is it?
No.
Oh, 2 dates are given. All right, got it. So yes, Gunjan, correct for both. Vivek, what happened? I don't think so. He was talking to me. Vivek, it's not 20,000, it's 200,000 to rectify that. Other than that is correct. Dheeraj, correct. Vikas, correct. Prasad, yeah, now it's correct. Prashant, correct. Karan, correct. Faisal, correct. Second question, Lalit, correct. Deepika, now it's correct. Faisal, correct. Faisal, I think you've written it by hand in the chat. That's why typo error is there. But one city you have picked in D2 and another city is G2. That is not a possibility, right? You're checking on the same set of cells.
Yes, actually there is a column that is similar to that. So first I selected the wrong one.
Okay.
Later on I selected the state.
All right, but you forgot to change. So it should be D2 on both. Not
Okay.
D2 and G2. You have D2 and G2 checking 2 different columns.
Oh.
No, same column.
Okay, got it.
Got it.
I
Sanjeet,
guess
it's yeah, Sanjeet, it's right, but just need to increase 1 0 at the end. Vikar, it's correct. Financial data. 2 minus U2, I2 minus U2 greater than or. Okay, Pratibha, do we really need an OR function for the second one? How many logical tests do you have? Pratibha, how many logical tests do you have? You have only one. So if you have one condition, do you need AND OR? Girish, your closing brackets are wrong. Pratibha, I hope you understood. You don't need an OR. Girish, what you've done is AND OR D2 equal to NY and you close the bracket. If you close the bracket, your OR function has only one logical test into it. So like I said, it's very important to understand where you're closing the bracket. So remove that bracket after new.
Ishani, I removed it and now I got it.
Now it's correct. Okay.
Yeah.
Arshad, second correct. And Tarun, second is not correct. You overcomplicated my simple formula. Think in simpler terms. I'm not very complicated trainer.
Fine.
You complicated too much. Dheeraj, same suggestion like I was giving to Pratibha, that since there's only one logical test, we really don't need an AND and OR. You need AND and OR only when you have more than one condition. If I have one condition, my logical tests are there. My logical operators are doing the work.
Okay. So then
Correct.
it's I will remove.
It's a simple.
or and
Yeah. Nothing
simple.
is required. Simple. The inside logical test that you've written, that's more than enough.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Karan, correct. Shikha, correct. Imran, correct. Even though I don't know, it's E to D, so you've copy pasted it somewhere. So I don't know the cell
Yes, as
referencing.
I said, I have copied required
Okay.
in
Okay.
another sheet.
Right. Rakesh, same suggestion that I was giving. I don't need an and in second one. There's no and, there's no or. Oh, I finished reading all. Very nice. Manoj, there is, I think you, again, typo error. There should be greater than sign, but I see a square bracket there. So change that. All right, perfect, guys. Let's move on. I really want to cover if also. So the first thing is if the person belongs to New York or Texas and have the disbursement amount of this much. This is very much similar to what we had done in the class also, right? So we're going to start with an and. Equal to and inside and we are going to have or function. Inside or we are looking at the states, which was column D. If this is equal to Texas, comma, again this one is equal to New York, close the bracket, quotes, close the bracket, so that or closes, comma, then we'll talk about the disbursement amount, that this is greater than 200,000. Yeah, close the bracket and press enter. Okay, is this clear? The first one?
Yes.
Anybody has any questions in this?
No, Ishani.
No,
All
Ishani.
good?
No,
Okay.
Ishani.
Second one I said was very simple. I don't know why you guys thought it's such complicated one. It's just very simple thing that I said. I wanted to check if when the loan is dispersed versus when it is applied, is it more than 9 months or not, right? So simple thing you could have done. You would have said, since this is a higher date, so disbursement date minus the approval date is greater than 270. Yeah.
Approved. आप minus रखना है greater than लगा.
It's not greater than, it's minus. U2
Oh,
minus I2.
yeah, minus. U2 minus I2 is greater than 270. That's it.
Yeah.
Nothing more than that.
No,
This was the only thing that was required. When you
And don't-
subtract two dates, you get days, number of days between them. So 9 months would be 9 into 30, approximately 270 days. Yes, Gunjan, you have a question?
Goodness भी होते.
Yes, Ishani, I was actually trying with the logic of using the function datediff, but it was not working in my office. Not sure what's the reason. Yes.
Datediff is basically a hidden function, so it does not show it show up over here. And what datediff does is find the difference between the two dates, right?
Yes.
And then you can ask in what format you want. Do you want in terms
Right.
of months or do you want in terms of that? So if you use a datediff, the syntax is first you have to use the start date. Our start date is going to be approval date, comma, end date, which is going to be the disbursement date. And if I want in terms of months, I simply have to put M over here. Okay, if I want it in terms of years, I'll put instead of M, I'll put Y. If I want days, then I'll put D. So that is what it does. And then it can find the remainder also. So if I click over here, it's telling me there are 3 months.
Oh, actually, this function is not working in my office 2021.
It would work. It's just hidden. It does
How
not
do
show up
I
in
install
Excel.
it, or how do I? Is this something add-in need to be
No,
enabled for?
no add-in is there. Just when you see, when I type, do you see that function in my lists?
No.
It's not there. It's a hidden function. I don't know why they've still hidden it after so many years. But just write datediff with a single F, put the bracket, it will come up. And it does not even show you the syntax. The syntax is, if you want to write it, all of you, the syntax is start date, comma, end date, comma, parameter. And what are the values of parameter that you can give? The parameter could be M, it can be D, M, or Y. This is difference in days, difference in months. But when I'm talking about difference in days and months, these are whole months. Whole months as in, if the date is 2nd of November, the next month will count it as 1 month only if it's past 2nd of December. If it's anything before that, that won't be counted. So that's what I meant by whole months. And then there is difference in years, again the whole years. And if you want to find the remainder, okay, what I mean by that is, somebody give me your date of birth. DOP. Anybody's date of birth?
13 September
13 September
1994.
1994. My God, 90s kids.
Mm.
And today's date. So what is today's date? Okay. So if I wanted to find out how many years, how many months, and how many days old. Okay. And so we can use this date diff. Put the bracket. So date of birth minus today, comma y. So this will be 27 years. But today, right now it's December and she's born in September. So there are 3 months, additional months. So how do you find those additional months? Date diff again, start, comma, end, and we put YM. YM. YM will give me the remaining months. Okay, if you put only M or if you put only Y, it gives you the whole, but it doesn't give you what is remaining. This is giving me remaining. So 3 months, because 13 September to 14 December, it has been complete 3 months. And then if I wanted to find how many days, then I can put a comma, and then I can put MD. MD will give me remaining days between 2 months.
Yeah.
And there is 1 day, which is true, 13th and 14th, so 1 day. So she's 27 years old, 3 months and 1 day old. So that is your date diff. So YM and MD.
So Ishani, for finding this, we need to write 3 different functions.
Yep.
YMD.
Yeah.
So I will take Ravi.
I'll take this screenshot and put it in your notes in LMS. Okay. Num error. Okay, solved. Good. All right. Moving on. So you guys are all already, working and you're working with data. In your files, do you have columns with true and false?
Yes.
Yes.
Not
necessary.
Not necessarily, like, right? Because if I just give you columns from true and false, who will decipher what is true and what is false? That is also another problem, right? So do we use true and false? Whatever we've read or whatever we've studied till now, all this information I had to teach you just because I have to make you work on if function and if error, mostly if function. So what is the role of if function? If somebody could help me?
So it is used to define certain value or certain thing in terms of true or false.
It doesn't return true and false.
It returns the value
It
on
gives
the
a
basis of
specific
true and
value.
false.
It gives you a specific output, a useful
If-
output, more readable output.
If in
Right?
if function is used when there is 2 condition, if it is true, then we can put some other logic, or we
Correct.
can put some other thing.
So what is if used for? If is used for condition, to check condition and return a readable output. Why I'm saying readable? Because true and false is also an output. So it checks a condition and returns a more readable output. What is the things that it requires? It requires a logical test. Then it requires a value if true. Then it requires a value if false. Right? So what is this logical step? A set, the first thing that if function asks, logical test, value if true, value if false. So logical test, it only requires what you can write over here is something that gives you true and false as an output. So whatever you write in logical test has to be written in such a way that it gives you true or false. So what can I write over here to get output of true and false? What can I put over here?
If sales greater than 25K.
So operators, right?
Yeah.
Logical operators and
Functions.
exactly. All your logical operators and logical operations, whatever you will be reading, think about it, think about is blank. do you think you will have a utility of is blank standalone to check whether the cell is blank or not? Probably not. But it will be used inside an if function, that if this is blank, then what is the action that we require to take? Correct? So all your logical functions or your logical operators that are existing typically are taught or learned or used to be done inside an if function to make it more better output for usage. So if this logical test gives a value of true, then what it does, it straight away goes to value of true. Whatever argument you have given over here, it will return that, and it will not do anything else. And if it happens to be false, then it will directly go to value of false, and whatever argument you have given over here, it returns that. So at a time, it would be the true or it would be false. So one of it would be returned. Now, what are the things that we can return? What are the things that we can return in this argument? We can write numbers. We can put text.
Yep.
We can put formulas. We can have functions. And we can put one more thing. We can have another if function. I know I've written functions over here, but still to emphasize, I can have another if function inside a function. So we can return numbers or text or formulas or functions. Let's quickly take an example. So all these things that I had written, right? This could be a part of your logical test of if. Suppose the question was, or suppose what we had to do was, anytime the sales is greater than 25,000, we had to give a bonus. Okay, anytime the sales is greater than 25,000, I have to give a bonus. So instead of true and false, we can put an if function around this.
Right.
This entire thing became my logical test. And now all I have to do is give what is the value of true and value of false.
Bonus.
Yes, either I can return it as a text saying bonus.
Bonus क्यों लिखते?
Or we can say no bonus.
Right.
Right. Close the bracket. Press enter.
Yeah, bonus
Instead of
देना
true
है,
and
वो और
false,
हम-
we get just bonus and no bonus. Simple as that. Okay. Or if I don't even want that bonus, no bonus should be there. I want the amount. So I can simply put a value over here. Let's say I give $100 and I want to give 0. So it can be a combination of a text and a number also. So instead of bonus, no bonus, let's say for further calculation, I want to put the value also. So I can do that. Correct? So far, so good?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Or I can say, I don't want to give a fixed bonus. Whatever is the sales value, I'll give 1% of that. So what will it will be? 1% into sales value. Otherwise, 0. So what am I using over here? I'm using a formula over here. So I can do that also. So wherever it is getting a bonus, now the amounts are different. Why? Because the sales value are different and it is dependent on the individual sales value. Clear?
Yes.
Yes,
So
Ishani.
all this
Yes.
thing that I taught you about and or and logical operator was basically to make you comfortable with if function, because if function itself, if you look at the syntax of logical test, value true, value false, is very simple to understand. And this is very natural to us. Think about it, that's how you will talk, right? Okay, if the training ends or if there's no training on 24th, I'll go for a short break or a short vacation, something like that, right? So this is that's our very natural way of talking and thinking. So it should come easy and natural to you to use an if function. Right?
Right.
Any questions?
Yes, Shani.
Any questions?
No, Ishani.
No, Ishani.
No. Okay. Now, what if I have this, hold on. Need to make some space for my work. Sorry, I'm not doing control Y because I've destroyed my control Y with some macros. So if I do control Y, my whole data changes completely. So copy, paste.
No comments mentioned by the agent here, right?
Remove duplicates. Okay, let's say I've got something like this. And for each car,
What they will do?
there's a different bonus percentage. So if let's say if it's a Honda car, it's 2%. If it's a Ford car, it's 3%, and so on and so forth. This is the bonus percentage for the various car types. And what I want to do is create a column called bonus. Create a column called bonus and put the value over here, bonus percentage. How will I do this? Which function should I use? If alone can work.
If and
If and and. Who said VLOOKUP?
VLOOKUP with one value, last one for
approximate.
Yeah, that.
Ishani, I have one question.
Vivek, remember I said approximate is never to be used with text.
Okay.
This is a text, right?
Okay, what is text?
The lookup value is a text value, right? Car type.
Okay.
Right? You will look for the car type and then you will go for bonus percentage, correct? So that's what, if you want to say VLOOKUP, it is exact match, not approximate. Okay. Ifs. Why ifs? Somebody had said and also. What do you guys think? Since there are multiple conditions, it's Honda or Ford or Subaru or Toyota or others, these are multiple conditions. Can we use and or?
We can use if.
We
I
can
mean,
use
if within the if. Yeah.
if within the if.
Nested,
But and or won't work?
Or is always for either
Or
of the
can
two.
work?
No, it will be two
Either
now.
of the two.
And or will
The
give
many-
the
And or will
true
be
or
long, right?
false, not the value.
Say that again, Kshitij.
I was saying and or will give you true or false, not the exact value we are looking
No, but we would use that true and false and put it inside the if and get our bonus, right?
Dear Gen Factors,
Yeah.
as you know,
So can I use an AND function over here? Everybody, if you can quickly write in your chat box, say yes or no quickly. Can I use an AND?
No.
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 Okay, no. Can we use an or?
Yep.
Yeah.
Or
Yes.
we can use
Equal to.
Not really.
But
Nah, still nah. No, Shweta, like no.
Nah, still
Why
no.
no? Still no. Shweta, explain me why no. Why you still not liking or?
Again, we need for Honda this particular person 2% and or see the and an or it will give true false, nothing like this particular percentage like 2% or something. So we still, I'm sorry, actually I'm not well.
That's
So-
okay. That's okay. So
So
it's
for-
not that. Go ahead.
So for or, if you use or here, so all the condition will be true.
Either
Means,
of the
if
condition will be
it
true
will
at
be
the time,
true,
right?
right.
But at the time, only one condition will be true.
We
So that
need only
works.
one condition.
So that's how it all works. One car at a time. It should work. The why it will not work because it's already 4 o'clock. So I will not drag your thought process more. Why? See, when you have multiple conditions, you can use either and or you can use an or. Okay. However, the only catch is when you use an and or when you use an out, how many outputs you get? One or many?
One.
Only one output. When you use an or, how many you get? One or many? Still one. So whether it's a Honda car or a Toyota car or an Audi car, if there was one single output that was required, I could have used or over here easily.
Yes.
Right? But
And
what
then
is happening now? What is happening over here? I have different output for different cars.
Yeah.
So when you have multiple conditions, right? And you have multiple outputs, that time you should think about nested ifs.
Nested if.
Or right now we also have the new function called ifs. Clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Right? So tomorrow we'll start with few exercises of these if functions. I'll create the exercises. I'll upload it in LMS. So make sure before the class you are in the LMS and you download the file, please.
Okay, Shani.
Save this file also.
So Ishani, we have already logged in. So when we can expect our access?
If Vivek, no, who was it? Vikas. I think some of you have already given the access, but if you have created your account like about half an hour back one also. Yeah. Most of you have given it because in the beginning.
Actually, I have also logged in today itself.
Abhishek, I've given to you for sure. Abhishek Sharma, right? This
Yes,
is your
yes, yes.
42. Vikas?
Vikas,
Sorry.
it's Vikas, not me.
Vikas Malhotra.
It's Sharma.
Okay, this one.
Yeah, this one.
So now our back.
Ishani, I do have a
Mine is not available here.
Yeah, this file is not there. I'll put it and I'll have to make some questions around what we have done. So give me, I have one more meeting lined up for 4 o'clock. So about before 6:30, I should be able to put it because 6:30 again, I go in another training. So before that, I'll finish this work.
Ishani, actually, I do have the access, but the
lock
content
thing.
is locked.
I'll make that. I don't know why.
Shani, today
on in my
I'm
mind.
also just enrolled this, but I'm
Sure,
not
sure. Don't worry. I will make sure all of you, as in when you're doing a sign up by 6:30, I will give access to all of you. Number one. Number two, I will change the sequence thing that I put by mistake so that you can access it.
Okay, that's good. Thank you, Shani. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
All
Thank you,
right.
Shani.
Ishani, just check for my name as well.
One second.
Can you mind him also?
When you say mine, actually, I don't
Abhishek
know.
Sharma.
Abhishek, okay. Sorry.
No problem.
Abhishek. I think I already have given it to you, Abhishek. Hold on. Because I have marked your name in my sheet as yes. So I would have Abhishek Sharma. Is this you? Abhishek.Sharma707?
Yes, it's mine.
Oh, it's 4 hours ago. Definitely you have an access.
And for
Shani,
Arshad,
please check for me as well.
Okay.
Tanu.
Okay. Thanks.
Tanu, I
Shani,
gave it to you.
Girish here.
I
I have access but unable to.
I know. At that, I'm going to unlock. Don't worry.
Thank you, Shani.
All right.